Hey guys, Paul at Porter's Camera. Today I want to show you the Canon EOS Rebel T4i. This one is a 18 megapixel camera, just like the T3i. A few changes though. 9-point autofocus system, but all of them are cross-type sensors, so it's much like the 60D. The focus system is a hybrid autofocus system, now using both contrast and phase detection. What does that mean? We can still automatically focus in live view mode and during the movie. So we're still focusing doing video capture, which is awesome. We also upgrade to the Digic 5 imaging processor. We're moving from 3.7 frames per second in the T3i up to 5 frames per second. The ISO range has been increased too. So our maximum ISO is 12,800 ISO native as opposed to 6,400 ISO in the T3i. And we can expand the ISO all the way up to 25,600. Speaking of ISO, a lot of times when we hit those really high ISOs, we run into noise issues. So there's actually a multi-shot noise reduction mode where the camera will take 4 images and then overlap those images to get you a cleaner final image. Since we're talking about stacking photos, it also brings in Camera HDR as a trick. Another trick is going to be with the lenses you use. There's corrections. When we're shooting JPEGs, there's lens chromatic aberration correction built right in. It'll sense what the lens is. You got, I think, 20 slots to put in lens data to correct for weird vignetting and other chromatic aberrations. Okay, so now on to the physical changes in the camera. They look a lot alike. The T3i and the T4i are identical with the exception of these things. The microphone. This is the integrated microphone. We go from a mono microphone to now a stereo microphone, left and right channel. On the top of the main command dial here, we see our on-off switch is on-off. It's a 3-way switch now with video recording is up on the top here. I've noticed the buttons too. They seem to stick out maybe just a little bit more, which I think is easier to locate when you're driving around. Okay, so the main difference though is going to be this back articulating LCD screen. The variable angle LCD is now a touch screen. So that adds for a few tricks, like for instance, when we are in the playback mode, you can then swipe to go through your photos. You can pinch to zoom in and out of your photos. Okay, so pinch to zoom and swipe functionality in playback. But what I think is even more cool is when we're in our quick menu. So standardly on these cameras, you hit the quick menu right and you drive around to the setting you want to change using the directional pad, and then you hit set in the middle to change, the option you want. Well, what we have now with the quick menu is if you hit the quick menu button here, and then you also have the option to hit it here in the corner on the screen. Since it's touch screen, you can just touch what you want and then actually make your changes using the touch screen and then revert back. So stuff like white balance or, picture style, you just touch it here and then you can make your selection without having to use the buttons just right in camera. So I think that's pretty clever. Guys, I guess those are the main differences between the T4i and the T3i. If you have more questions about the operation of this thing, or you want to check out our specs, we can throw them up here on our website, or as always, feel free to buzz us here at the shop. Thank you. Have a good day.